Great, hello everyone. We're back here for another golf class tutorial video here, and wanted to go ahead and put together basically a bag setup and shot discussion video for tour number 9. So first, let me foremost just get in here and look over tour number 9. So the first thing we're going to notice is the Greenwich Point course is also in this tour. You'll also find that course in Tour 12 as well as, I believe, Tour 5. So you'll be able to play that from all 3 tee boxes. Additionally, you're going to see Milano still in here just like it always has been, but you're going to see Southern Pines moves into Tour 9 from Tour 11, which is going to be its very closest. So if you used to struggle with Tour 11, moving it down into Tour 9 should make that course a lot bit more manageable for you. Additionally, let's take a look at the prize. It's going to be the same tournament entry fee for Tour 9. So that 1 million base value is going to be how much you're risking on your end for a 2 million payout. And you'll see also that there is 16 clan points that can be won in this tour as well. So the key features of this tour is you're going to have a second tee box, which is very similar to the pro and expert tournament levels. So if you guys are familiar with those tournaments, it's going to be very, very similar. And you'll also find that the wind is going to be basically right in the range of both of those. So you could have wind basically as low as the normal pro wind for the tournament and basically ranging to just a couple miles per hour beyond the max expert level. So you will see a large range of values between 6 and 16 miles per hour. And if you are applying, a little bit better balls for this tour, I do recommend, at least a katana ball would be my recommended suggestion for this tour. You're really going to like that side spin for a good half of these shootouts at least. So having that side spin element will be very key and give you that extra confidence to be able to pull off the wins. You're also going to see that there's a plus 40% needle speed. So, it is going to be a little bit faster than what you're used to, just very, very marginally. And also, you'll see that the spin is still hidden in this tour. So you will not be able to see your opponent's ball trail whatsoever. In fact, it doesn't even show past the first hop. So it'll basically just show you to the bullseye, and that's it on your opponent's screen. So other than that, let's kind of get into things. For this tour, with especially the Southern Pine holes, you might want a little bit of extra length. However, it's going to be basically optional. So you will be able to get away with extra mile 8. This is kind of a tour where, extra mile 8, extra mile 7 could still be, very good clubs for the tour because the fairways are a little bit more open in this tour. So there's very few, tight shots. I wouldn't suggest extra mile, but you can at least, kind of put it in your shot discussion if you so choose to do so. Aside from that, you're going to be a little bit too advanced of a tour to try to do quarterback. You could maybe get away with a rock 8, but that would probably be the minimum rock that you would need for this tour. Other than that, I would recommend, if it was me, if your puck is a 4, then I would go with Thor's hammer. Even if it's a Thor 3, Thor 4, having that extra backspin is going to really be supplemental and really help you come shootout time. It's going to give you a very dynamic way to go about having the shootouts, which will basically, in turn, give you the flexibility to be able to pull off any shot for any wind. So it will be a very nice club. if you can, that's what I'm going to recommend, unless your epoch gets up to, for instance, an epoch 6. That is the point that you'll really want to switch over. Epoch 5 you can still get away with if you would like to. It would just kind of limit you to a couple of the shots that you'd be able to hit for the couple of the shootouts. So you'll have to change your spin but if you do check out my content, you will see kind of a broad range of ways to play it. In fact, I do believe in this tour I played with both, just so you could kind of see both perspectives, because I really do think that, even Thor 3, Thor 4, Epoch 3, Epoch 4, you're still going to be able to be very competitive, but I would lead, as kind of a number one choice would be the Thor hammer to have that extra backspin more so than the length. Aside from that, from a 3-wood standpoint, if your sniper is very developed, I recommend going with sniper. If your sniper isn't very developed, then I would recommend going with the Guardian. And the cutoff point is going to be probably a sniper 8. So if you don't have a sniper 8, you probably want to go with Guardian here. It's going to give you still that nice accuracy, and it will also give you that extra backspin that you may need on some of the shootouts. Having at least, 5 to 6 backspin can come in very handy in these later tours. And, that's just going to be something that you're going to want to be thinking about if you're under a sniper. Definitely not a sniper 6. It's going to be too early. So sniper 7 is going to be right on the fence. There might be, some different ways you have to kind of maneuver the shots on a sniper 7. So something to just be thinking about, early on, you just got to forego some of the ball guide and just take your chances with Guardian if you have earlier clubs. So just something to be thinking about. In terms of a long iron, it's going to be, highly optional to you. There shouldn't be, what were all 3 of the tours again? Let me just go double check. I'm trying to think if there's a shootout. That's go. Oops, wrong button. Milano shouldn't have any irons. Southern Pines definitely not. And Greenwich Point, no irons. So you're not going to have any irons for the shootouts. So it's really not a deal breaker what you want to use for a long iron for sure. There's going to be times where something like a Saturn could be useful, especially with the extra backspin. There could be some situations where you could really use that extra benefit. If you have a very developed B-52, I would recommend that for that extra backspin. Other than that, you can also use a backbone early on. So, sometimes when my B-52 is a 4, 5, even a 6, I might switch over to a backbone. It still has very close accuracy, as you can see. And in terms of, everything else, statistically speaking, it just has that extra backspin boost to be able to give you that next level type spin that you may need on a few of the, there's not going to be many long iron shots at all, though, in this tour. So it's going to be a very isolated club, not a very big deal what you choose to do. Aside from that, let's talk about short iron real quick. I would recommend for this tour using the Hornet. However, you can still get away with Thorn. You can still get away with Claw. And you'll probably see in the videos that I'm probably using Thorn and Claw in certain videos. And as I mentioned, it really doesn't technically matter. You can use all 3 of them. More so than anything, I've just been kind of switching over to Thorn just to kind of diversify my content, so I have a little more of everything. The next one that you're going to see me use a lot of is the Hornet. So right now I have very limited Hornet usage, and you're going to actually see me just kind of switch to Hornet here real soon, just so I can kind of diversify and show you guys that you should be able to make them with all 3. So other than that, you're really getting to the point where your needle speed's a little bit slower. You probably won't be missing as many perfect balls. So Endbringer Rapier, whatever you have that's very high accuracy, and whichever one seems more developed in terms of power, ball guide especially, and accuracy. So those are going to be kind of your 3 indicators. And what I choose as my priority number 1 is accuracy. So whatever one I have as high as accuracy almost wins the bet every time. The only other 2 that really come into play would be ball guide on occasion and the power distance number. So that's kind of listed in order of priority. But other than that, for this tour, you're still going to have some very long bunker shots if you do hit the bunker, especially the southern pine holes. So I would still recommend a Spitfire Nirvana club situation for Tour 9 specifically. You know, you could probably switch to something more of like a Malibu for, you know, maybe Tour 8, Tour 7, all those. But Tour 9 is the one place, as soon as you get to these southern pine holes, that if you do drive it in the bunker, you are really going to want to give you that extra resource to be able to still pound it up by the green, give yourself a nice chance for a birdie. So just something to be thinking about. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful to you guys, and let me know how your Tour 9 play is going, and hopefully, you know, you're going to be mastering it in no time with using these clubs and taking into account my YouTube channel. So if I was to go to YouTube and go to playlists, that's the way that you'll see that all my new content is sorted by into playlists. And when I scroll down here you'll see Southern Pines, second tee, Greenwich Point, second tee, Southern Pine Shootouts, and the Oasis as well. So those will be your 6 different wherever the other Oasis is. Here it is, second hole. So you'll see 41 videos there. You'll see, where's my next one? Southern Pine, 16, 16, 10, and 20 for the Oasis shootouts. This is going to be a very, very covered tour. So hopefully you guys are having problems, and you know, being able to fix those problems is what you know, I'm hoping that you guys are going to be able to do with a lot of this extra content, is to kind of, you know, really help you with your struggles. So good luck. Let me know how it goes, and catch you guys next time.